So today I'll be making a new set of dungeon tiles as I gave away my last set and recently found myself in desperate need of a surface to actually run a campaign I'm playing on. So today I'll be taking a page out of Jeremy's book over at Black Magic Craft, and I'll be using some of this foam just to make some a little bit heavier duty and thicker dungeon tiles. So the first thing I'm going to do is just set my Proxxon hot cutter to the 3 inches and cut those out. Now this is a completely optional way of doing it. The first set that I made just used a straight edge and a sharp knife, and that worked just fine. But for the amount that I'm doing and the time constrictions that I have, I like to just streamline that whole process. Now to make sure that all my lines were actually consistent and that all of these dungeon tiles could stick together nicely, I just used the thin side of this ruler here and traced that around each of the edges. And that made a really nice consistent grid pattern all the way across that when put together, they would line up just fine. So just using my pencil sharpened, I just went through each of those grooves to get that depth on there. Just being careful not to go too far off that single line, but also as working with stone, it's not going to be perfect every single time, so a little bit of play is fine. Now once all those were done, I just took a crumpled up ball of aluminum foil and started pushing that into it, making sure to get the edges so that there's no sharp corners anywhere, and just really push that texture into the foam. Now once that was in there, I did go back through with the pencil just to redefine those lines as you compress it with the foil, that will kind of push those back together, but it's a quick and easy fix and makes a big difference. The first set you can definitely play just like that, but the texture really does change the whole process. Now once that's done, I'm just going to take my Mod-Podge here and give it a nice heavy coat. You'll see here that I didn't do it the best way, and over the process I learned that it's much better to just paint those edges first and then work your way into the inside. Now the good part about the Mod-Podge is it adds a nice protective layer, as well as gives you, whenever we use this foam or this primer here to paint it, it's not going to melt that. However, I will still take my black matte paint and just cover all those again real good to make sure there's no missed spots and nice even coverage to paint off for our next step. And I'll be doing that the same way by just painting around the edges and then working inward. Now for the actual stone look, I'm going to start with a yellow with a sponge and just put that all over there pretty randomly, but also pretty consistent too. And then after that, I will move on to the red, and I will just do the exact same thing. And this will add a lot of nice undertones to your stone once you've done all your dry brushing and different layers and washes. This is definitely the method I prefer after experimenting with quite a few. Now to actually do the stone, we're just going to take a nice neutral gray and start over brushing that, making sure not to paint too much of it. But as you paint each layer more and more, that red and yellow will be hidden, and just little bits of it will show through, which will add a nice layer of color to it. Now to finish those off, I'll just take a nice fine makeup brush and lightly dry brush white over that just to grab the edges, and that will add a lot of highlights and definition to it. And to tone it back down, I will just take a brown wash mixed with some black and apply that over the entire thing. It does look very dark here, but it will dry much lighter, almost like a dust finish over it. And that's what we have here. Now these are completely ready to play just like this. But I'm going to go one step further and add just a little bit of moss by using some fine flocking and some glue, and just taking an old brush and pushing that into some of the cracks. Anywhere that some of the pencil might have torn up the corners a little bit more, or just anywhere that'll add some life to this. So in the cracks and around the edges. So all in all, this was a very quick and easy project as far as some of the tabletop stuff I've made goes. Definitely great for a beginner project if you want to just practice working with the foam and different painting techniques. I definitely recommend doing these. And it's also great if you are playing with any of the tabletop games. It's definitely something you're going to want to have to make your games a little easier and more interactive to play with. Now, if you're interested in anything that you saw me use here, be sure to check the links down below and get those through there. And I really appreciate you watching this video today. If you did enjoy it or learn something, please consider liking and subscribing. That stuff really does help out the channel. Now, I also found that some of these walls from my previous build of the ruined castle also went in very nicely with these. And I was able to further expand on the whole project using those in different layouts, as well as the well and some of the other little things I've made along the way. So if you are interested in any of those, be sure to check out my channel and find some other content inspiration there. But also love to hear what all of you have to say about this project, and if you enjoyed it, have any other ideas or suggestions for different projects or videos you'd like to see, please put those down below in the comments, and I'll be happy to reply to those and hopefully get some inspiration and ideas for other future projects. But that is my video for dungeon tiles, and I hope you guys enjoyed that one, and thanks for watching.